Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, everyone. First tonight, it seems there's no end in sight, with some of Tasmania's health sector employees stopping work again in their fight for better pay and improved staffing. The union's not backing down until their demands have been met by the state government.
Rallying support in their fight for better conditions. HACSU members across the state participating in another round of industrial action.
They just have to engage in action like this to bring attention to their plight.
Child safety workers in Launceston stopping work for 1 hour in their quest to extend a proposed emergency workforce plan to other employees. Currently, only frontline staff will receive 2 payments of $5,000 and a 15% market allowance.
It takes a village to raise a child, a team to support them, and you're only giving pay to half a team.
While medical imaging specialists at the Royal Hobart Hospital walked off the job for 2 hours, renewing calls for their base salaries to match mainland wages, the third time in 3 months.
We can't offer Tasmanians a good service at the moment, and we can't attract staff to come and work here for us. So this is why we're really pushing the market allowance.
As staffing woes spread across the health sector, for the state's nurses, there's no improvement in sight. The union issuing its own code yellow overnight, saying the LGH Emergency Department was working with full nurses short. The state government promising to work with HACSU to resolve the issues in both sectors.
We value our workers, and we will always continue to value our workers, and we will always work in good faith with the unions.
The union not ruling out further action if their demands aren't met. Mark Zeta, 7 Tasmania News.
Well, let's go to developing local news, and Tas Networks has just admitted industrial action is impacting its ability to restore power to properties across Launceston. The outages began yesterday morning with large parts of the state or parts of Invermay still in the dark tonight. Reporter Victoria Eastoe joins us with the latest, and Vic, hundreds of homes and businesses have been affected.
They have, Kim. At its peak this afternoon, more than 2,000 customers were left without power. The University of Tasmania is one of those impacted. It was forced to close its doors at Inveresk and send students and staff home today. Businesses along Invermay Road also had to shut up shop. Traffic has also been affected, with lights out causing commuter chaos. Rolling blackouts first hit Launceston CBD yesterday morning, with Tas Networks admitting late this afternoon industrial action is causing disruption and delays to repairs. Now, the union did warn of issues like this when workers began strike action last week, but for now it's cold comfort for many homes and businesses still without power tonight. Kim.
I bet it is. Thanks, Victoria. And of course, Tas Networks' website will have more details on those outages. Essential services budget cuts will be more bad news for Tasmanians already struggling, according to State Labor. Citing Saul Eslake's independent review into the state's finances, the Shadow Treasurer has taken aim at the government over its economic credentials.
We are expecting a looming budget disaster, a budget that has been delayed by 4 months. It's going to contain job cuts in the public service.
We are investing more money in those services that are required, and the Treasurer has said this multiple times.
Ms Howlett also reaffirmed the Liberals' deal with the JLN despite yesterday's questions over supply and confidence. The hunt is on for a firebug who targeted a Moona family's car, which held huge sentimental value. The culprit using petrol stolen from a neighbour's lawnmower to fill a Molotov cocktail, leaving the neighbourhood on edge.
It's 5 o'clock Sunday morning, an empty bottle in hand. A hooded visitor in a novelty mask decides against scaling this fence, opting instead for the Moona property's backyard. Their target is in sight, a lawnmower, or at least the fuel in the tank. Once the bottle's full, he picks up a rag and heads off. And moments later, the real target lights up. It's this Holden Kingswood parked next door.
They've had a look in his yard. They've emptied out his mower. They've taken the petrol out. They've obviously done the car.
It's a huge blow to Leanne Wood. The vehicle belonged to her late partner.
It was his pride and joy. Yeah. He spent so much time, so much money on it. I don't know who would destroy such a classic car.
It was David Blake's petrol used to commit the crime.
I get woken up to a bunch of screaming and yelling. I roll over, I look up my cameras, and all I see is a vehicle on fire. And it was pretty frantic and scary, and I just instantly went out the back and grabbed my hose and wet down my fence and wet down my bushes.
And it's not the first time. There was another failed attempt on the car just last month.
It doesn't make me feel really safe. Like, I've got cameras and a sign up, and that still don't deter people.
Police say they are investigating, but it's too late for the distraught victims, who are now left with a charred wreck to remember its owner by.
It's destroyed us. And if my partner was alive, he would be totally destroyed by it. Like, it would break his heart. All the sentimental value of it. Can't get that back, obviously.
Nick Kelly, 7 Tasmania News.
A Senate Select Committee into Tasmania's freight equalisation scheme has been established, a motion passing in the federal upper house this afternoon. Independent Tasmanian Senator Tammy Tyrrell claims the program is not adequately serving local farmers and businesses.
It is not providing them with the opportunity to get their produce from Tasmania to the mainland so they can get it to market in good time.
A final report is expected in November. The Paris Olympic Games may be over, but the excitement has followed swimmer Max Giuliani all the way to his old primary school. Stopping by for a meet and greet, Max hopes to see a new generation of Tasmanian medalists dive into the pool.
A hero's welcome for a Tassie great. Ex-St Virgil student and Olympic medalist Max Giuliani spending an afternoon at his old stomping ground.
So I started here in Year 5 as a young man like those guys, and love swimming, love sport, and hopefully I've really inspired some people just to stick with it.
Quizzed on everything from his bronze-winning freestyle relay to how many croissants he ate in Paris. The Q&A led by a very starstruck bunch of boys.
Well, someone asked me what my favourite Pokemon was yesterday, which was a wild one, but the great questions from the kids.
At the end I asked, did he do the medal bite?
Of course, his medal was passed around, Max hoping it inspires the next generation of Tassie swimming legends.
Yeah, we've got to have a good look at it. It's really heavy. Yeah.
You look what Tassie's done this year, heaps of athletes at the Games, you look how well Ariane did, and I really just hope I can be part of that Tassie sporting legacy one day.
Even with an Olympic medal under his belt, there's no time for a holiday. Max is planning to head back to the Gold Coast early next week, where he says he's keen to get back in the pool. And when he does, there's no doubt these guys will be watching. Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
When the new Spirit of Tasmania vessels finally sail up the Mersey, there will be some extra precious cargo on board. The ships will feature pet-friendly cabins and upgraded kennels, giving visitors more reasons to bring their furry friends on their next holiday.
All paws on deck. Our furry friends are being offered a Spirit of Tasmania boarding pass.
4-legged friends with their 2-legged friends taking them on.
The new ships will upgrade the pet travel experience. Top-notch climate-controlled kennels will welcome dogs and cats to book a stay.
It's in its own area, its own air conditioning, and having keyed access only for passengers who have their pets in that area.
And for the more pampered pooch, there's new digs on board, featuring 18 pet-friendly cabins with an outdoor area for canine companions to stretch their sea legs.
Contained to that area on the ship and into those cabins, so those animals won't be able to walk around the normal areas.
It's being hailed a major win for animal lovers, giving them the perfect excuse to bring cherished family members along on their next holiday.
They've really stepped up their game. Separating people from their animals was really concerning for a lot of people who travelled.
And it has tourism operators' tails wagging. The furry ferry opening the gate to a new visitor market, eager to bring 4-legged pals along for the journey.
It brings a market that may have been hesitant to travel without their pets, now having that opportunity.
All aboard for the Rough Seas Express. Victoria Risto, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanian Catholic education staff are ramping up their fight for better working conditions, voting in support of strike action. The Independent Education Union says after 3 years of enterprise bargaining negotiations, a new deal is yet to be struck, adding members aren't receiving key conditions already on offer in state schools. Catholic Education Tasmania says it's hopeful it can reach an agreement with the union at 2 upcoming meetings. One of Tasmania's most popular Instagram pic locations has been awarded major national recognition. Freycinet's Wineglass Bay dubbed the best lookout point in Australia, part of What If's uniquely Aussie awards. Other Tassie treasures also making the list, including Evolve Spirits Bar at Mac 1 in Hobart, which was named the best hotel bar in the state, while the Queen Victoria Museum and Art Gallery in Invermay took out Tassie's best regional museum. The Governor-General continues her first visit to Tasmania, meeting with members from Hobart City Mission. Her Excellency Sam Mostyn seeing firsthand how the service helps Tasmanians in need.
People really are struggling right now, and as an organisation we're doing all we can to help people through this period.
Obviously we're seeing more and more people who are facing homelessness or who are on the brink of homelessness.
The charity has also seen an increase in demand for clients seeking food packs and vouchers. A program supporting Tasmanian victim survivors of institutionalised abuse has been launched. Taz Vocal offering free legal, financial and therapeutic advice, part of a recommendation made through the Commission of Inquiry.
To explore all the options available to them, including civil litigation.
I may feel well enough today, not well enough tomorrow. So I think you need a response in service provision that kind of respects that.
Victim survivors can contact Taz Vocal directly for help. Book Week is hitting the street at this Lena Valley preschool, or a miniature street at least. The kids at New Horizons getting a special visit from Robin Moore, the voice of Blinky Bill, to read a book about road safety and practice crossing a street.
So engaged and participating all the way through, because here's this age group where you can embed so many lovely values and principles, and particularly information about road safety.
We do really love to get our children out and about in the community, so it's been really a wonderful opportunity for us to be able to share those road rules.
It's part of RACT's efforts to educate kids about staying safe around cars.
Launceston and Taroona will face off in Tasmanian Rugby Union's premiership final for the 3rd straight year. Launceston walked away with a walloping win last time round, but they aren't expecting it to be such a walk in the park this time.
We're definitely building a bit of a rivalry there, which is, I think both clubs are enjoying it. It's definitely going to be tight. We're expecting something different from them. Yeah, so it's going to be a good game, we reckon. But
that's 3:15 Saturday at Hobart's Rugby Park. The Jack Jumpers roster is now complete, adding the signatures of 2 development players. Archie Woodill played for the Northwest Thunder this season after time with the Sydney Kings, and Nicholas Stoddart, who's fresh off playing for the NBL 1 final for the Ballarat Miners. The pair will also join the UTAS development program. That, of course, comes a day after the Jackies parted way with Roman Sulepa. It seems he's sticking with his basketball dream despite showing promise in a number of sports. The NBL is now working with the teen prodigy to help him find a new club, and there is apparently interest. The 17-year-old is still finishing high school and is determined to finish his rugby season at Brisbane State High. The club asking him to stop after a physical showed back and shoulder injuries from footy before they both mutually agreed to tear up the contract.
Good evening. Hobart 18 degrees, the warmest today, along with Dunelly, Campania, Bushy Park and Friendly Beaches. Launceston and Burnie 16, Devonport 15 degrees. Temperatures sat between 2 and 4 above average, but we are at the end of the month, so it should be a tad warmer. St Helens and Grove 17, King Island 16, Flinders Island and Smithton 15 degrees, Lowhead 14 and Strawn 13. Showers mainly over the northwest today to 9 a.m. Yolla had 38 millimetres, and during the day today, Mount Reid scored 15 millimetres as mostly patchy cloud prevailed. A high-level cloud band stretches from near Perth across to Sydney, some low cloud over parts of New South Wales as well. Tomorrow, a weak high over southeastern Australia extends a ridge to the north and west. A trough considers crossing our west coast. West to northwest winds 20 to 30 knots, but up to 40 knots over southern waters, with swells over 6 metres there and in the west. We have a gale warning that's from Tasman Island around to Sandy Cape, a strong wind warning for all remaining coastal waters and the southwest lakes. Hobart tomorrow. A shower or two and becoming windy, 15 the top, 14 for Cygnet, showers developing, showers increasing over New Norfolk, 15 the high. Launceston a high of 14 with a shower or two, Devonport the same, 14 also for Campbelltown. Burnie tomorrow a top of 13 degrees with a shower or two, showery for Strawn and Smithton, 13 for Strawn, Smithton 15 degrees. And for the east tomorrow, 15 for St Helens and partly cloudier. Mostly sunny, 16 for Swansea and 14 for Fingal. On Friday, the Bureau is forecasting showers again, but mostly fine over the east coast. The chance of a few showers on Saturday over the west, far south and Bass Strait Islands. And on Sunday, showers in the north extending statewide during the day. Showers in Perth and 1 or 2 as well in Adelaide. Showers easing from Melbourne, 18 degrees there. A cloudy 22 forecast for Sydney and a sunny 27 in Brisbane. Partly cloudy right now in Hobart, it's 13 degrees, 12 in Launceston, a few showers about Devonport as well, and currently 12 degrees. Tomorrow, of course, is Daffodil Day. It's the biggest day of the year for fundraising for the Tasmania Cancer Council. There will be plenty of opportunity for you to get out and help support the cause. Kim.
There will be right around the stage. Thank you, Murph. And that is all your news for now. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for your company this evening. Good night.